Good evening, loyal listeners, first-time listeners, and those of you who are listening against your will. This is the one, the only Captain Controversy in the Revolution, where revolution is in the air, but you don't need to bring a gun.
But it's always funner if you do.
Oh, yeah. You could even bring a love gun if you wanted to. Joining me, he did not bring his love gun.
Forgot it at home.
But he brings with him his special sense of humor. He is not a thorn in my side. He is not a fascist. He is actually a really good friend.
Yes, I am.
It's Justin Bogro.
Hello.
Filling the role of co-host tonight while the friendly neighborhood fascist is busy in Ohio sowing his wild oats.
I didn't even know he had wild oats.
He finally got laid.
I honestly thought he was like a Ken doll. Like, it was just nothing down there.
What do you think? How do you think that worked?
Did she rape him? That's my question. Was
it enough after 9 months?
What kind of noises did he make?
Well, I think
was he like laying on the bed? I'm done. How long did it last? That's my next question. Did it just go in? He's like, "This is sex. I'm gonna pull out now."
I'm sure he wore a condom.
What if he didn't?
He's smart enough that he would wear a condom.
We put the thing that
he might not have used it right.
Yeah, but what if she jumped him? What if she's pregnant?
No way.
Like, what if 9 months from now we are at a baby shower for Andy's girlfriend?
Well, I don't want any more fascists in this world. Hopefully he's sterile.
I don't know.
Hopefully there's something in the water down where he is. In his undisclosed location. Well, he's off having a good summer. You having a good summer?
I am having a great summer.
Yeah, I'm having an okay summer. My oats are still very
wild,
repressed. They have not been sown. All the more reason I need to get myself out there. Later on in the show, Justin's going to take me to therapy as I have a list of 28 stupid excuses not to ask out a girl that I'm interested in who's in my English class
they're all
at school.
Bullshit.
He hasn't even seen the list, and he's
they're
just
all
sure
bullshit.
they are. And you know, the friendly fascist sowing his wild oats might be the last step of motivation that I need to ask her out before the semester's over. You know? But you know who's not having a good summer?
Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
How do I know that?
It's like O.J. Simpson all over again.
Yeah, but he wasn't smart enough to run.
Yeah, what's it? No high-speed police chase?
No,
they show up at his door. He's not even wearing a shirt.
No, he's a V-neck. And you know...
They put a V-neck on him.
Oh.
They cuffed him with no shirt on. And then they put a V-neck over him before taking him to jail. But he answered the door without a shirt.
Yeah, and when they left for the police car, he casually just spit in the bushes next to the car. As if it was any other day. Just hogged a loogie.
Well, I guess he didn't want to look too ashamed for the cameras. But it's...
You heard about the added details, right? They found there was a murder back in Boston. Double murder. 2 people killed, and the car that they found was Aaron's.
Yeah.
Aaron killed 2 other people
allegedly,
the year before.
But yeah. You know what's crazy, okay? Even if they weren't going to get him on murder, they can get him on obstruction of justice.
And he did that to himself.
All the evidence he destroyed.
He handed that case to them.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave them his cell phone in pieces. Like, he's not even being subtle about it.
He just broke it. He also hired a cleaning crew to come in. And,
he didn't even hide any of the receipts for that or anything. That's how they found out about it.
Yeah.
They found a receipt.
Well, as it says, the incriminating evidence, according to si.cnn.com, is it says that, Assistant DA, that's District Attorney Bill McCauley, detailed Hernandez's central role in the murder of Lloyd. And there were text messages from Hernandez and a surveillance tape, from Hernandez's home of Hernandez holding a gun while saying, "You can't trust anyone anymore," before getting in his car to pick up Lloyd. That's evidence that did not get destroyed.
You didn't even destroy the right evidence.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to destroy it, you might as well be all in. You can't leave any trace.
You didn't even do it right. He went halfway.
So, something suggests to me that this was all spur of the moment. This was not premeditated. That's my guess. I feel like he got pissed. And he went and did this. And he's also linked to a shell casing that matches the caliber of bullet used to shoot Lloyd. And the link is through a piece of bubble gum that Hernandez apparently chewed and was found next to the casing. What are you doing leaving behind bubble gum?
Why would you, you just spit it out next to the kill?
Yeah.
Is that his thing? Alright, you're dead now. Here's my bubble gum.
They ain't gonna get me, cause I'm hard.
Yeah, he's gonna be hard. Someone else is gonna be harder than him. That's what happened.
Well, I don't know. You don't think that he could go in and dominate whoever he's in a cell with? He's pretty strong.
Yeah, but you never start off like that. He's gonna get some rapings in the beginning.
Well, yeah, if his cellmate is bigger than he is. I mean, what if he's bigger than his cellmate and the cellmate tries and, Hernandez kicks his ass? It's like, I don't think so. Not happening.
He is a thug.
Yeah. So, he'll fit in prison. There. And, he could never get away from that background.
No.
Even with $41 million.
Even as a dad. When he promised that was all behind him. With that extension. He threw it all away. His 8-month-old kid. His fiancé.
That kid's never going to know his father.
No.
Oh, my father played in the NFL, but he sure wasn't a dad. That's sad. That's the saddest part right there. I mean, okay, he killed this guy about a half-mile away from his own home. And this was a friend of his.
Yep.
A friend. I mean, what?
But
I
he
can't
talked
comprehend.
to the wrong guys. I
mean,
I have to admit, if you went and talked to someone I didn't like, I'd have to shoot you.
Oh, is that what Hernandez was mad about?
Yeah.
Was it something to do with
Talk
gangs?
to someone he didn't get along with.
That's so catty. That's like in 5th grade when more than half the girls in my 5th grade class ended up going down to the guidance office in the middle of class over, oh, I can't be friends with her because she's friends with her. You can't, you be friends with her. But yes! There were okay, let me put it this way. There were 13 girls in my 5th grade class. I think 10 of them were involved in this.
Wow.
And this was after our elective classes. Yeah, basically, the teacher ended up teaching 3 girls and all the guys. And everyone else was down in the guidance office sorting out this, oh, you can't be friends with her if you're going to be friends with me crap. And it was just this huge chain. I almost wonder if a couple of them just were acting like that to get out of class. But I mean, the teacher was like, what the hell is their problem?
But yeah, that's all it was. He talked to the wrong person that apparently Aaron owed money or something to. So they didn't get along. Which is fucked up.
How much money did he owe them?
But he has $40 million.
Exactly. Over the next
I mean, he paid how much
years.
money to get his house scrubbed after he killed the guy?
Top dollar, I'm guessing.
He threw it all away.
Yeah, you remember those? Well, what do you think it would... Do you think he was a lost cause then? I mean, if you're going to throw it all away with $40 million...
I'm going to put it this way, not just that.
And
if the Patriots couldn't get to him, there was nobody. No one in the NFL that could get to him.
Well, yeah. Well, that's true.
He has a kid.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
$40 million.
That was what I was saying.
No, I'm adding it all together.
Okay.
He had the best situation with the Patriots.
Yes.
He had $40 million, a kid, a fiance.
Entering the prime of his career.
And it's all gone.
Over.
I think what happened was he got away with the first one. Thought, this one will be fine too. I mean, he got away with killing 2 people. But now it's coming back to haunt him.
Oh, all of it is. They're going to find everything that he ever did.
Yeah, I know. He's not getting out of jail. There's no get out of jail free card in this situation.
Absolutely not. I will be absolutely shocked if he somehow gets off on this. It would take some kind of crazy technicality. Or
like them not reading his rights when they picked him up.
Which I'm pretty sure they took care of it before they questioned him. I mean, there were so many cops there.
Someone would have, figured out what they had to do.
Yes. I mean, there were 7 officers present to arrest him.
Yeah, but did you see how many were searching his house?
How many?
If you go look at I saw some picture, and they were lined up down the street. There was at least double-digit cars. And most of them carried multiple people.
Yeah. Now, this guy that he was, there was a bit of a, now the guy that he killed was also dating either Hernandez's fiance was the sister of the person he killed, or
it's the other way around.
No, Aaron Hernandez's sister was dating.
No, it's Aaron Fernandez's fiance's sister was dating.
Yes.
Odin Lloyd.
Okay. Yes. It's confusing.
He was another football player too. He just talked to the wrong guys.
You couldn't leave that all behind? The gang life?
He didn't do anything to Aaron. It's not like he took money. He didn't kill anyone. It was because he talked to the wrong guys. And they didn't even say how intensely he talked.
He shot
for all he knows, it could have been a hello.
Yeah. They just took him, like, execution style. And I didn't even know, until this happened, I didn't even know about Hernandez's past. I mean, were you aware of Hernandez having a troubled past? I bet you were. Somewhat. Are you there?
Yeah.
Sorry. Like I asked, are you aware of Hernandez having a troubled past before this came up?
Yeah.
So you weren't as shocked as I was?
No, he was. There were people that took him off their draft board entirely.
Because of that.
Because of his past.
And I've heard about that, absolutely. And there was also, in June there was a civil complaint against Hernandez alleging that a gun was discharged and shot Alexander Bradley in the face, causing the loss of his right eye. That allegedly happened at a club.
Yep.
In Miami.
There was the number one reason why teams took him off his board.
And there wasn't even a connection between these two cases. These were separate incidents.
And when he was at the scouting combine, it's a true story. He told the Oakland Raiders took him off their draft board. Oakland Raiders.
And Al Davis.
No, because Al Davis wanted him to put. There was he's smoking weed, and he wanted him to, because he was part of gangs. He wanted him to stop his connection to gangs.
Yeah.
And Aaron Hernandez said, "Fuck you."
Really? He just flat out said that in an interview?
To Al Davis. And said, "I'm not going to do that." Took him straight off the board.
Now, there was an old saying that the only way out of the thug life, the gang life, is a bullet to the head.
Yeah.
But, seriously, if you got $40 million, if security is an issue, how about the fact that, as a professional athlete making millions of dollars, how stupid are you to carry a gun around with you everywhere you go? Like, if you really feel like you need protection, why not hire a couple of bodyguards? And if those people from your gang are going to come out and get you, well, good luck getting to them. You're, as a rich, famous professional athlete who can hire bodyguards, who can, you can keep a gun at home for security purposes. But don't you think it was just in bad taste, the fact that he just goes to strip clubs, he's got a gun on him, he's just asking for trouble?
Yeah, there's so much that's so messed up around this story. He showed up to the Patriots complex after the killing, and he was shown away. Mm-hmm. Because he just showed up on a random, what was it, a Sunday?
I don't know.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah.
5 a.m. And Aaron, what are you doing here?
And he hadn't even caused problems for...
You did hear about what he did with Wes Welker, right? That never came out until now?
What?
That in the rookie year, he punched Wes Welker.
Really?
They got heated in the weight room.
Wonder what that was
threw
about.
A punch.
Do you know what that was about? Because football players will fight before the season begins.
It had something to do with the same thing. Al Davis, Wes Welker, made some comment about gangs. And he threw a punch.
It's funny that you said that, because according to this SI article, it says Hernandez was very little problem for
that was the only time.
Yeah, and teammates did described him as enthusiastic with some minor maturity issues, but not to the point of being a problem. Now,
did you hear about what...
At times, the team had a tough time corralling him as far as staying focused on the field, but nothing beyond that. One former teammate said...
Matt Light.
They didn't display the
I'm telling
names
you,
here.
I think this is Matt Light.
There were a couple of quotes. The first one is, "He really is a great kid at heart. He was a great teammate, just loves football, won't find many guys who practice harder." And another teammate said it was a thug life, describing his friends.
Nope, neither of those. Matt Light, I don't know if you remember who that is.
Offensive tackle?
Yeah. He said he never trusted Aaron Hernandez. Never liked anything that he was up to. And, that's just a big shot. Coming from Matt Light, who never speaks, to come out and say that. I mean, he didn't defend him at all. They were teammates for like 5 years.
Well, you know that the Patriots set up, I don't know which exact date is, but they set up something where fans can come turn in their Aaron Hernandez
July 6th
jersey.
and 7th.
Yeah, in exchange for a free jersey of any other player. This is nice, especially for, parents who don't want their kids to wear the jerseys anymore, and the kids don't exactly understand why, but it's like, look, you're going to get a new jersey.
He's a killer.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way around it. Can you... I believe in the system of, innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, but
I feel like it's just about been proven guilty.
And you did hear, this has just been a terrible week for the NFL. There was the Browns player.
Yeah.
But now there's another one today.
Who?
With gun charges, some cult safety, Joe, Legafed.
Yeah, but about Hernandez, I don't even think the friendly neighborhood fascist could come up with some kind of hole. I don't even think he could play devil's advocate.
The only thing you could say is maybe. Just maybe. Somehow he was set up.
Or maybe he's destroyed all this evidence and he's
defending a friend.
Yeah, because he feels like he needs to. Because, the whole thug life, brothers for life BS that I just will never understand.
But
that's very far-fetched.
But
that's like a conspiracy theory.
That he showed up with the gun. The only thing that I can think of is maybe he didn't have the problem. One of his friends did. He was there for the killing, but never did it. So instead of murder, it'd be accomplice to the murder.
Accessory, yeah. And
it'd still be bad.
Oh, yeah.
But
his career would still be over.
Yes, but he wouldn't get life. He's going to jail.
Yes.
And he's going to jail for a long time.
Yes.
Because he's at least destroyed evidence and been
obstruction of
an
justice,
accessory
felony
to murder.
Amounts. Yep. Yes.
So he's at least going to jail for a long time. The only question is, does he get out?
What would it matter at that point anyway? When you're doing 10 to 20 years, after that it's like...
Especially, when you give up all that...
His career's over.
Yeah. This isn't a Plaxico Burress situation where he made a mistake and shot himself in the leg.
And it's funny, too, because... You know how, when Roger Goodell took... I know this isn't a sports show, but... we can discuss this a little bit from the NFL perspective, because I feel like enough people watch the NFL. And when Roger Goodell took over as the commissioner of the NFL, he was all about player conduct. Mm-hmm. Player conduct has gotten worse under Roger Goodell's regime.
I think that there's two reasons for that. First off, it's kind of like that pushy parent.
Yeah.
You say you can't do something, the players want to do it.
Yeah.
It's a mentality.
Yep.
It's, if I tell you not to think of a purple elephant, a lot of people end up, just because I say that...
Well, they associate those words, but that's a lot more simplistic.
No, but you get what I'm trying...
sort of, yes.
But the other reason, too, is it's today's society.
Yes.
With how everything is handled, how big guns have become, the thug life, it's getting bigger. People think they can get away with things. O.J. Simpson did.
Yes.
He got off.
He's in prison now.
Yeah, but he got off. Yeah. Scott's free on that one.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination in today's society with Goodell having too firm of a grip on these players' lives. I don't think that you should get in trouble for smoking weed.
No.
But you do.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's progress for that. I mean, it's legal now in 2 states. There's still, the whole federal law thing.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I don't think Goodell will stop.
Yeah.
Other companies haven't either. When it becomes legal, other companies still won't want you doing it. Oh, I know.
It's very okay. It all depends. Not that this is going to be too big of a weed conversation. All I'm saying is, technically, now people aren't going to get arrested over possession. You can still get in trouble in other ways because, companies will still have their policies. Unfortunately, the flaw with drug testing is because marijuana stays in your system for a month, they have no way of knowing if you put it in your system 3 hours ago and are currently high or it was 2 weeks ago. No, that's the flaw.
No, I definitely agree.
Versus
but to play devil's advocate, they don't care when you smoked it. They don't want you smoking it.
Oh, well, no, I wasn't talking about the NFL, though.
I'm talking
about workplace accidents.
No, that's what but what I'm saying is, they can't prove that, but there's a chance. They can't take a chance.
Yeah, I know.
But it's not just that. Other places that do it, all the time, they don't want you smoking at all. So that defense, if I smoked it 2 weeks ago, they're going to say,
yeah.
So?
Which is just a stupid double standard because, you could have gotten drunk the night before, and that's okay. But that's a different topic altogether.
But I mean, like I said, he has too firm of a grip on these players' lives.
Yes. Absolutely.
I mean, if he would let them go, some players make mistakes. I mean, it happens. It happens in the NBA. I mean, Len Bias died of a cocaine overdose.
Yep.
I mean, it happens. Let the weak die.
Right.
Let them die off.
There. So,
not literally, I mean, more of a metaphorical. You get in trouble, you dug your grave. If you get in trouble by the law and you're proven guilty,
let the legal system deal with it.
You don't need to deal with it. If the legal system decides they shouldn't be in jail, they shouldn't be suspended.
I was saying that for years. I remember you didn't always agree. You didn't always have this opinion when you were younger, because I remember you used to like Goodell when he first became commissioner, and I hated him from the start. So it's nice to hear you saying these things, because this is stuff that I've believed for years. Now, we still have 7.5 minutes left in part 1 to talk about this Hernandez thing. I feel like we've kind of said really all that there is to say right now, though. I mean,
the only question
unless
now
we were to have some callers, I mean,
we have to wait and see. The legal system will take its course. It's going to be a long, drawn out, course of action for because there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
this is not just a murder.
Yeah.
They have to go look at this murder. They have to go back to the one in 2012. They have to look at the tampering of evidence, all the gun charges, the unauthorized ammunition. This has so many different angles.
Yes.
He is going to be charged with at least...
He's already being charged with murder.
He will be at least convicted.
Of something. Obstruction of justice.
Well, that one's guaranteed. But he's going to be found guilty of the guns, because if he didn't have a license, he doesn't have a license. There's really no way out of that.
Then they were illegal.
Ammunition,
these were illegally obtained weapons.
Yep, the only thing he can get out of is the murder.
Take that, gun control advocates.
But I'm telling you right now, he didn't help himself by spitting in the bush. He just doesn't have... He's not smooth.
And he did this all with a handgun, by the way, for those of you who want to ban assault weapons. I just had to throw that out there as I've had these discussions.
My question is, how do you think he's going to handle in court? I feel like he's going to do something stupid.
Yeah,
I don't think he's smart enough to get himself out of this.
No, not
That's
at all.
my opinion.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, I feel like he's gonna pull a Chad Ochocinco.
Yeah,
and smack the guy in the butt, and then you're gonna be in jail. You heard about that, right?
Oh, I know all about that story.
So, I mean, I just can't see, because when you end up getting off on a murder case, it's not just, or something like this, it's not because the lawyer did his job. You have to do your job.
Yes.
You can't say anything stupid in any way during the investigation, during the, when they ask you questions, during the court case. I think Aaron's already fucked himself over.
Oh, yeah, he's over.
There's no way that he hasn't said anything he wasn't supposed to.
Screwed.
He had the texts. That right there is enough evidence.
I'll just delete some of the evidence. Enough to get me 3 years in prison of obstruction of justice, even if I am acquitted of everything else, but not destroy the rest of the evidence.
Yeah, but you're going to have to add on the gun charges. That's another 10.
Another 10? He has 10 years worth? Because Burris only got 2.
Yeah, but that's because all he had was the gun. Yeah, but we also have to consider he had 3. They found 4 in his house.
Yeah.
And they found a ton of ammunition.
I guess he couldn't pass the background checks, so he had to obtain them illegally.
Well, of course he couldn't
For
pass
all
the background
you gun
checks.
control advocates out there. I just had to throw that out there, because I don't know if you've ever listened, but there was this one episode where me and the friendly neighborhood fascists spent like an hour and a half debating gun control. So,
but, I mean, I'm just going to be interested.
It all ties back to that.
I feel like it's almost going to be like reality TV. Like, they better show this court case.
Oh, this is going to be an exciting court case.
I
all
am
the sports
excited.
fans are going to be interested. I don't know about the rest of America. I mean, it's a murder trial, so I feel like all the legal
it's not just a
will.
murder trial. This is so many different, parts to it.
Yeah.
It is beyond that. This is one of the most interesting murder cases I've ever witnessed in my life.
You think so?
One of them.
How does it rank, like, compared to Casey Anthony?
Well, see, the interesting part of Casey Anthony was she got off.
Yeah.
That's all the evidence that we figured out during the court case.
People were just disturbed about her.
During the court case, it got interesting. We haven't even seen.
What about Jodi Arias?
Same thing. Stuff that came out during the court case.
Yeah.
When it first happened, nobody cared.
Oh, yeah.
Look at how much publicity this already has.
Well, because he's famous.
No, I know. Which adds even more.
This is right up there with George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin.
Yes. There we go. That's a good one. Yes.
Yes. Now, we are down to the last 3.5 minutes of part 1. Even though this is not a caller-driven show, we don't have phones. We do have chat service if you want to give us your thoughts. I mean, the two of us alone are entertaining enough that you might just want to sit back and listen. I think I've heard somewhere that only 3% of show listeners are ever going to call in rural radio, and since this is Spreaker and we don't get as many listeners as regular radio, the odds of finding chat feedback, I'm only going to have a few people who do it, which is fine. You can also follow me on Twitter at TyQuas, that's TyQUS. You can also follow me on Spreaker, where I now have 462 followers. It's getting up there. I was getting a lot of followers last month when I wasn't even doing a show.
Wow.
Maybe the website's becoming more popular, I don't know. But online radio, it's a new thing. Of course,
hipsters.
I'm not as. I found it before. I would qualify as a hipster. Hipsters are people who do it before it's cool. I was doing this in its first year of
I just
operation.
think of hipsters with the silly hair and the glasses and Starbucks.
Starbucks. Coming up in part 2, Justin has a crazy story about.
I do. Mushrooms. They're a lot more dangerous to your genitals than you might think.
Nice tease. And also, I am going to lie down on the couch. Justin's going to get out his pen and paper, his clipboard, and we are going to have a little bit of a therapy session inside my head. No, I'm not going to be crying, but I am going to have a list of 28 excuses for not asking out the hot, funny girl in my English class. All of which are ridiculous. And yes, I have come up with arguments against just about every excuse I have, but he's going to get the first shot at debunking them before I can say my thing. And then later, a special guest who's been on this show before, Dale, is going to join me, and we will discuss 19 surveys which prove that a large chunk of the population is made up of totally clueless sheeple. Hint, hint, Dale's a clueless sheep.
Yeah, he is.
And, of course, we will close the show with the segment Shut Up, Nobody Asked You, where we go to the Yahoo Answers community and give people advice about their personal problems.
The best advice they could get.
Whether or not we're qualified, that's up to you to decide.
We are.
I think we're good. I mean, his perspective will be different. It'll be a unique perspective. He hasn't done this segment as many times. Those of you have listened to this segment, you're probably used to me and Andy doing this and having very, very different opinions on just about every personal thing. And, I used to say 2 sexually inexperienced virgins giving out love advice. I can't say that about him anymore.
You can never say that about me.
Assuming he's telling the truth. Well, yeah, that's why you'd be a different perspective. I mean, I am assuming that Andy finished the job when he probably got excited, if anything.
What if he missed? Like, what if he pulled out before anything happened? Just kind of like, he tested the water, then was like, I'm done! It's cold!
And wet!
Why is it wet? Is it broken?
We'll be right back.
You're broken.
We'll be right back. I think it's broken. We'll be back for part 2 coming up.